Hello, everybody. My name is Caesar.
And I'm Martha.
Welcome back to the 38th episode of In a Wider Screen, where
Two idiots who know nothing about movies talk about movies.
Marta, what would you find in the middle of Toronto?
Okay, first of all, you tried to say my name in Spanish, but you failed miserably.
Oh, no, I wanted to say it like Marta. Oh. I just felt that.
Oh, is that what you were going for? Is that what you were doing?
100%. No, I'm not even lying to you. Promise.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, Cesar. What was the question?
What would you find in the middle of Toronto?
What would you find in the middle of Toronto?
Oh, you bitch.
You already know, I got it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. An A.
Stupid ass. An
A? Yeah.
Toronto.
Did I spell that right?
Where? No. Where the fuck is there? Where is there an A in Toronto?
Oh, sorry, an O. Sorry, an O.
No. Even though, okay, you ended up getting it right, but because you had the audacity to come up here and say A, all confident like that, no, I got that one this year.
Okay. In my defense, I am a terrible speller. I have and always will be. Okay?
Toronto. Not Toronto.
Yeah, I have a Valley Girl accent suddenly, so it's Toronto.
Clearly more. Actually, I think it is kind of fitting that we tried to do Spanish accents at first because look what we're watching.
Well, that's what I thought you were going for.
Oh no, I just felt like. Oh, you know what? I was gonna introduce this episode with. I literally wrote it down in my notes and I forgot, but it's not too late. I'm gonna do it right now. I don't care. Where is it? Knock on wood. Or...
Okay. Well, I take that and I raise you sana colita de rana.
Where? This is going terrible. Anyways, we're back for another episode.
Wait, hold on, pause. Did you not get that when you like?
No, I don't know what you said. Not gonna lie.
You don't know what I said? Oh, I forget. You're Puerto Rican. You're not Mexican.
I'm not a Mexican.
But I figured no. But that's not a Mexican thing. That's like just like a Latino thing. Sana colita de rana. Si no sana hoy, sanará mañana.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's like a healing thing. Like if you got hurt.
Our healing thing is Vicks. We got a little.
Well, yeah, you would say that as you put the Vicks on.
No, that never happened to me.
And then you'd get like a sprig of rosemary, and then.
See, no, we didn't go that far. It was just Vicks, and then that's it. If Vicks don't work, then you're out of luck.
Oh, fine.
That was kind of.
Well, I would like to know who else got that.
If y'all know that, let us know, because I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but.
And he did say that in the movie, so I was like, "Hey, what?"
Well,
and they're Colombian, so
they are Colombian, not
Colombia.
Anyway. Welcome, like we said, to our newest episode. It has been definitely an interesting week. We both started school today. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
How was that for you today?
I am so happy to say I am taking, after 4 years of college, finally taking my first film class.
Took you, yeah.
Very
I'm honestly
excited.
surprised it took you long enough.
I don't know why it's taken me this long. I guess maybe because I did a lot of like credits out of the way. Now I have like a lot of electives left over. And I was like, you know what? It's time. Let me take a film class. And I'm going to go in there. I'm going to upset all the film bros. I'm so excited. Like, it's going to be great. I'm like, oh, who's Quentin Tarantino? I don't know who that is.
Who's Quentin Tarantula? I don't ever heard of this.
Tarantula? What was that? Yeah. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
You were telling me earlier, I guess you were prepared to ask for them to ask you what your favorite movie was, and you were kind of freaking out. What will you have gone with if that question had been raised?
I have no idea, honestly, because I was like really nervous. I was gonna say like whatever came to my head first, if that movie was Lemonade Mouth, that was the first to come to my head, then it was gonna be Lemonade Mouth.
I honestly was worried for you it was gonna be Band Slam, because that was your number one from what I remember.
But see, I feel like that would like trip people up because I feel like not a lot of people have seen it. So if I were to come in and be like, yeah, my favorite movie's Band Slam, it's this like indie film, everyone would be like, she's cool. Like, yeah, I get it.
You could play it off as like
Band
indie.
Slam, I love that movie, right? Yeah, it was Spielberg, right? He directed it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It'd be great.
It's a Sam with a 5. It's so artistic. Yeah. Speaking of, we got to make that episode happen at some point.
Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, my school wasn't too bad. I literally crashed though, like right after the 3rd class. I was just not even that nothing. I mean, it literally was just syllabus readings. I was just like, I'm already don't want to do this. I'm already over it. No, but I will try my best to succeed, to be a great student and represent the Roadrunners, proud.
Birds up.
Yes. Anywho, but before now that we started school, I don't know if I'm able to watch as many movies, but this last week I did manage to watch a few. But since I can almost guarantee you watched less, what did you watch this week?
I actually watched a few movies this week. Only one of which is a new movie.
I was gonna say,
new to me.
I was gonna say most of the time when you say that, like 90% of them are rewatches, but that's still like it's worth mentioning.
It's still a thing.
Who cares?
So the movie I saw for the first time was Moxie, the one on Netflix.
Oh, okay. I saw that.
I thought it was pretty interesting. I liked the story. I feel like I don't know. It felt like something was missing from it, and I just don't know what. But I didn't hate it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie, but I thought it was decent.
I thought it was pretty decent too. I remember Amy Poehler, I believe, directed that. And I was nervous to watch it or did I already? So the movie she directed before that was Wine Country. I don't know if you saw that one.
Well, that was
terrible. So I was scared, but this one, it was a lot better. So I will look out to see what she does next. Because if Moxie would have been shit too, I'd have been like, just stick to acting, please. But
yeah, no, I did.
It was decent.
I think she did a good job there. Yeah,
I agree.
I also saw Mean Girls because I found out that my mom had never seen Mean Girls. We were talking about it and I was like, hold up. Yeah, and I was like, how have you gone this far and not seen Mean Girls? Like, that's not right. That is an instant classic.
It's literally almost a 20-year-old movie at this point.
You walk into a room and you say, you go Glen Coco, and everyone knows what you're talking about. Like, how have you made it this far? So I made her watch it, and she loved it.
That's awesome.
Good, you better love it.
Yeah. That's definitely, honestly, now that I think about it, I don't know if there's a more quotable movie than that.
There's not. It does not exist. I don't really think there is. The limit does not exist.
Like, I know what you're talking about.
I could go on.
I'm not a person that like quotes things on a daily basis, but like I think more than any of them, I know you do, obviously.
Yeah,
but that's why. But with this movie, I understand where your quotes are coming from. Like instantly, I remember the moment.
Yeah.
Right, because the other times I'm like, what movie is she watching?
I don't have a single thought of my own. All of the words I use are just quotes from movies and shows and videos. That's all that's in my head.
That works.
So.
What else did you watch?
And lastly, I watched Love, Simon. I adore that movie. I adore that movie. Nick Robinson, my love. I love him. Just everything about this movie, it touches me. My little heart.
If you're a Nick Robinson fan, I would recommend checking out this limited series called Made on Netflix. It's a supporting role for him, and he's definitely a different kind of character in that movie. He is definitely more I would say more villain for sure than like.
What is it called?
Made.
That's not the teacher one, right?
No, but that one also too. I was gonna say he's also really good in that one too. I would recommend that one on Hulu.
Yeah.
Both limited series, and especially a teacher is very short. It's like 7 episodes. They're each like 30 minutes, so you can get through it pretty quick. But yeah, I think he's a very talented guy. So.
Oh, he's very talented. Yes.
Love Simon's pretty damn good. I love Simon.
Pretty damn good. We're gonna be watching that come June.
Oh, because
Pride Month.
Right. It took me a second. Definitely looking forward to that. Okay. I got some controversial opinions to bring to my movies I talked this week. So I'm gonna just start off with my biggest one. The first movie I watched this week was Licorice Pizza. The new Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I saw it in the theater. I did not like the movie.
I've heard a lot of people say that, actually.
But more people love it. I just think it seems like a lot of people don't like it because it's the whole, you know, Twitter discourse.
Yeah.
Which is valid, I will say. The age gap thing is very weird. It did weird me out. It's not the main reason. I will say though, unlike other people, which I get it, for me that wasn't the main reason I didn't like it. It was just kind of like the cherry on top to why. Because I think even if they were like between an appropriate age, there was still a lot that, like, I don't really like these hangout movies that much where there's like not really a plot and
okay,
you know what I mean, which is weird because I love Boyhood, and Boyhood that's literally that, but every other movie I've seen like that, I don't know, like I thought their relationship was kind of annoying. Like Bradley Cooper shows up for like 5 minutes, that's cool.
Okay.
And he's getting awards nominations for it, which I'm like, okay, Bradley, cool, but like for this, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely like it does a really good job of like portraying the 70s. Like it's very much like a period kind of movie, and that works really well. But like the story itself, I was just like kind of bored, and then the age gap on top of that just made it feel kind of weird. So, which, not to say every movie with the age gap has to be like that. Like hell, like I know there's Call Me by Your Name has a lot of controversy behind that too, but I feel like that movie is takes a more human look, I guess, at the relationship and how it ends and kind of things like that. And this was just kind of like, I won't spoil anything, but I guess the way it ends and the way it goes, it's like not, it gave me a more uncomfortable feeling anyway.
Okay. Yeah. That's mostly what I've heard about this movie, is that it's slightly uncomfy because of the whole age gap thing. So I'm like, okay.
I can't turning me away from it. I can't view it as this like big romantic portrait because I'm like, y'all are 10 years apart. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anywho, it's not for me. What else did I see? I saw the new Scream in theaters this past weekend. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people love it more than I did. It's not one of my favorite Screams. Just because I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot in here that I think they do similarly, like too similarly to the other Screams, to where it wasn't like as scary or funny as those other movies to me. But I'm kind of in the minority on that. But still, like, I really had a lot of fun with it. And I don't know, I never thought I was going to see another Scream movie in a theater. So that made me really happy.
This is true, yeah.
So, and they do real justice to, like, the other Scream movies. Like, it feels like a Scream movie. Like, it's really on point. So I would recommend you go see it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm excited to watch it, for sure.
You'll probably watch it like on 5 months when it's on streaming.
Pretty much. That's the plan, I think. Yeah.
I feel like the only times you actually go out to the theater nowadays is when I force you to come with me.
Yeah, basically. Well, listen, I don't leave my house ever because I don't have a life. Come on now.
But the theater is like 5 minutes from your house.
Yeah, I realize that. Still
doesn't matter. Who cares?
It's still a lot of energy to like get up.
That's fair. Last notable movie I wanted to talk about was I don't know if you knew, last month on Disney Plus they dumped a new animated version of Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
I did not know that.
You did not know about this?
No.
Overall, I thought it was just yeah, it's very short. It's literally like 50 minutes long. So at least, you know, there's that, but Roderick's barely in it. He's like in one scene, but most
I'm not watching.
1 star. No, but
no. Not
most of the movie is really faithful to the book. So I remembered. I read that book like thousands of times when I was younger.
I still have it.
Do I still?
I have several of them actually. I loved those books.
Oh no, me too. That's why the live action ones, at least the original, like the original cast. That's why I think they're so funny. But this one was just okay. Like, I don't know, something was just kind of missing from this. But they are doing a Roderick Rules one that's animated too after this, and I'm like, I mean, honestly, you could just get away with making one for every book.
All right, but can we have like the OG Roderick come in?
Oh, I would love that.
Because like
that's literally not even like I'm not even saying this in an ironic or jokey way. That is pitch perfect casting.
It's perfect.
It's he is Roderick. I'm sorry.
It was made for him. I'm sorry. The role was made for him.
If I like go back and read the book, I'm thinking of him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And
I think
honestly, the whole cast for those first
that's
movies.
True. They were all pretty perfectly cast, but him especially, I think, is like
him especially. Yeah.
For me, it's like perfect casting. I think of like Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man, and then I think of him as Roderick. Like it's like
Roderick.
it's like
Yeah.
It's like right there.
It's perfect. No one can perform those loaded diaper songs like him.
Hell no, absolutely not.
It's just perfect.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
But yeah, so I saw some other things, but that was pretty much the notable stuff. Did I watch any TV this week?
Oh, I just remembered I did watch something else. But this was more of like a in the background thing because I was like,
Oh, that's fine. That's like half my watches.
But yeah, it was My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, okay. What did you think of that? I haven't seen it.
It's been a while since I had seen it, so I was like, oh, it was like a nice little nostalgia pick for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I've always liked those movies. So
I
was nice.
haven't seen much of the Ghibli movies. I've only seen Spirited Away and Ponyo, I think. And then the one they released last year that was 3D and it was terrible. I don't know if you've heard of that. Earwig and the Witch.
It was
I didn't watch awful. That one. It was awful. Literally.
I heard bad things about it, which is why I was like, I'm not gonna watch it because I don't want that to like slay the image of Studio Ghibli.
No, I mean, at least from what I've heard, they've made so many great movies that it doesn't even matter. And I'm looking forward to checking them out myself. But yeah. Okay.
They're all on HBO Max. They have a whole hub there.
They're all on there?
I just found this out, and I was like, and that's why I was like, all right, cool. That's what we're watching today.
Maybe we should do a Studio Ghibli one of these coming episodes. That would be good.
Yeah.
I'm down. All right. Anywho, and then of course, literally just finished like 30 minutes before we started recording. This movie right here.
Encanto.
Spoiler alert. I remember to say it because first of all, last week we didn't even I realized when I was editing the Don't Look Up episode, we never said it at all. But this week we're saying it ahead of time. Though to be honest, there's not much to spoil here. It's not really I would argue it's not really plot driven. It's definitely more character driven.
Hey, we don't talk about Bruno, all right? Until we do, and that's a spoiler.
I was like, we don't. What's the song called? We can't or we don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We just don't do it.
No.
Okay. Anyway,
do you want me to perform it right now? Because I'll do it.
Well, no. First of all, I never want to see that ever in my life. But even if I did, the appropriate time would be when we get to that part in the movie. And even when we get there, I'm gonna mute you if you even attempt to do so. So just giving you a warning. That's fair. Right there.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay. But just to introduce Encanto real quick, this is directed by Jared Bush, and Byron Howard. So for Bush, this is his directorial debut. He was a co-director on Zootopia, and he co-wrote that movie and Moana. And then Byron Howard directed Bolt, Tangled, and Zootopia. He's a director on all three of those films.
Okay. Funny enough, also adding movies that I did watch this week, I watched Tangled and Moana. So. Jesus. Yeah, look at that. Hey, I'm like clearly their biggest fan right now because I watched three of their movies.
Tangled is actually the one that I will say I haven't watched in a long time, and I really need to go on a rewatch of that.
I love that movie. I could watch it 1,000 times. Perfect.
Great stuff. I looked up the cast like individually. A lot of these people are Colombian, which is very cool. So it says Stephanie Beatriz. A lot of Hispanic names. I'm gonna do my best Espanol accent right here.
This is gonna be horrible.
Stephanie Beatriz, Maria Cecilia Botero, John Leguizamo, Mauro Castillo, Jessica Darrow, Angie Cepeda, Carolina Gaitan, Diane Guerrero, and Wilmer Valderrama.
Great. That wasn't terrible.
Thank you. Give me some credit, damn it. This was released November 4th.
Let's do the rest of the episode in Spanish.
Released on November 4th, 2021.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. No. So this was made on $150 million budget. And as of today, because I think it's still in theaters, but it's mostly out, it made about $223 million worldwide. So I think a good amount of people saw it in theaters, but clearly it's blown up much more in popularity since it started streaming on Disney Plus recently.
Yes.
So also it is in the Academy Award race for a few nominations. So it's definitely going to get in for animated feature and is the front runner to win, actually. Original song for Dos Oruguitas, which I do want to get.
The most beautiful song I've ever heard.
I'm a spoiler. It's my favorite song of the movie. But I do want to get into a little bit later, the choice of them campaigning that. And then not as likely but still possible as original score, which to be honest I didn't really notice the score as much when I was watching the movie, but
yeah,
but it's in it's gotten nominations a few places, so
okay. All right.
And the synopsis reads, should I do the synopsis in a Spanish accent then?
Oh yes, go for it.
Okay. The tale of an extraordinary family, the Madrigals, who live hidden in the mountains of Colombia, in a magical house, in a vibrant town, in a wondrous, charmed place called an Encanto. The magic of the Encanto has blessed every child in the family with a unique gift from super strength to the power to heal. Every child except one, Mirabel. But when she discovers that the magic surrounding the Encanto is in danger, Mirabel decides that she, the only ordinary Madrigal, might just be her exceptional family's last hope. Thank you. And I can do that because we're Hispanic, bitches.
Yeah, we're Hispanic. We can do we can do the accent. We can do everything. Yeah,
do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So like you've made clear though on the show a few weeks past since you've talked about it.
Yeah.
This is what how many times have you watched this now?
So I've gone through a bit of a roller coaster with this movie. Okay, because I was told going into it that this was like Coco level of, you know, like the three Hispanic or Latin American movies that we have that are like cartoons, which, you know, few in between, but whatever. I was expecting really, really high quality. And not that this didn't have high quality. It just, my expectations were not met the first time around.
Okay.
So I was a little disappointed. Now I was like, but I don't get it because everyone is like, oh, this is great. This is great. This is great. And so I was like, all right, I got to give it another watch. I did. And I liked it a lot better. And every time that I've watched it since, I pick up on more and I like it even more. Okay. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this movie now.
I think you're going to be the one definitely picking out more of the details of this movie than I did because I've only seen it the one time. You didn't see this in theaters at all, did you?
I did not, no.
Okay. Same here. I meant to see it in theaters, but literally like 30 days later, it was like, boom, Disney Plus. I was like, okay. But though I would have liked to see it in the theater. The animation is beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Which is to be expected.
That's what I picked up on the first time watching it. I was like, visually, it's a beautiful movie. But for me, the first time watching it, I just felt it was very quick. And I still find that it's very fast.
I mean, it's only an hour and a half, really, without the credit. I mean, on Disney Plus, it says like an hour 50, but like 20 minutes of credits, basically. Yeah. So it's literally like an hour and a half. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. So that's one thing with that, but I don't know. And again, the first time watching it, you can tell Lin-Manuel Miranda is behind this.
Oh, 100%.
He is behind this.
Which is why I'm surprised. I'm sorry to call you out on this. But how did you not know that Moana's soundtrack was his too? I feel like it is so painfully obvious, and you just rewatched it.
Well, looking back on it now, it makes sense. Okay.
Okay, but you've had to see that movie like 30 times by now, right?
I have seen that movie several times. I have a niece, and she loved Moana, so I watched it a lot of times. But I don't know. I don't know how I did not pick up on that. But pointing it out, it's very obvious, and I don't know how I missed it.
But I'll argue it's definitely
the same goes for this movie,
right?
It's clearly there, which is actually funny enough why I wasn't the biggest fan of it the first time around watching it,
because it felt too much like his stamp was on the music.
Well, a little bit that, but it was more like I love Broadway music and I love movie musicals. I watch a ton of both. I have never really seen them cross realms like they did with this movie in terms of the music. This music came straight off of a Broadway musical. That is the feel that you get from it. And it was weird to see that in an animated movie. So I think my brain was having trouble connecting it all together. And so because of that, I was like, I don't know if I can connect with this. But as with all Broadway musicals, the more you listen to the songs, the harder it will be to get out of your head. And then the next week, you know all the words. So,
right. Is that where you are right now with the soundtrack?
I know all of the words, and it doesn't stop playing in my head.
And I'm assuming it doesn't stop playing in your house either with your niece.
Nope. It's always on. Always on. We had her fifth birthday just happened, and it was a Cinco de Mayo party because she just turned 5, so Cinco,
Right.
And we played Encanto the whole time, and just listened to the soundtrack over and over again. So that was fun.
Well, you're not the only one. This soundtrack has been a huge success. I checked; it was like #1 on the albums chart. We Don't Talk About Bruno is #4 in the top 100, which charted higher than Let It Go ever did. Believe it or not.
Wow.
I don't think this is as culturally significant as Let It Go was, or even How Far I'll Go. That was pretty huge too. But this, yeah, we'll see though. I mean,
I don't know. It's all over TikTok. Every time I open TikTok,
okay, apparently I read that, but it has not popped up on my feed at all.
That's literally all my TikTok is just Encanto songs, and I just over and over again, and they're like playing over the most random things too. Like someone's like making something with resin, and it's like, oh, let's put an Encanto song in the background, I guess for views and stuff. But still, I can't escape it. So
that's what I love about TikTok is like we're using the same app, but like I'm telling you, I've not heard a single. I had never heard the song before I watched this movie, like on TikTok or anywhere. And
I'm on Encanto/Elmo TikTok right now. So
Elmo? Oh, garlic, Swedish balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic vinegar. Big word for Elmo.
Big word for Elmo.
But no, not even that. But like his feud with Rocco and everything.
Oh.
Like that is. I've been getting these videos for like months now.
I love his feud with Rocco, especially when he wants that cookie.
How is Rocco gonna eat a cookie, Zoe? Tell Elmo. Oh, it's wonderful. But anyway, onto the movie.
Onto Encanto, yes.
Yeah.
So let's just get it started real quick. So, this starts off with kind of like the cute Disney story about how the house is magical, and then every family.
Not a cute story. In the first 5 minutes of the movie, there's a murder.
Okay, you're right. Besides the very first like part, but yeah, that's true. But then that kind of leads into just explaining how, the house got it. It's magic to it, and how every member of the family, gets their own gift and things like that. And then you have Mirabel as a little tiny kid, like wondering what her gift's gonna be. And basically, she ain't got one.
Yeah, she got no gift. And she's in an exceptional family, so she is feeling unexceptional.
A little unexceptional. Which I think they do a really good job with that opening musical number. I don't know the name of the songs in this movie. What's the first song?
Family Madrigal, I think is.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the title they repeated.
Yeah, I think that's it. The whole song is just about the Family Madrigal.
I mean, which I think is good because like it introduces the family and like each member.
Great exposition.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah,
showing each of their gifts and everything like that, and then you're kind of. So she's talking about everyone's gifts, and then those little kids that she's like singing to. So like, what's your gift? What's your gift? And then I ain't got a gift.
Didn't mean this to get autobiographical.
Oh, autographical. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I can just tell the whole story through the songs because I know all the words.
No,
but
go
anyway,
for it. I mean, not go for it fully. Don't sing, please. But if you want to bring in a few lyrics here and there to like even that line, you're right. Like that line especially. She's like,
she's ready to talk about her family because she loves her family, and I think that's the beauty of the story is that like. At the end of the day, no matter what, she still loves her family with all her heart. Even though they've all made her feel like she's less than, she's still like, but you know what? That's okay. Because my family is awesome. They do all these incredible things. Look at how cool they are.
Yeah.
Don't ask about me, though.
No.
So, yeah.
I will just say, like, something I really enjoyed about this movie was the fact that this really is just a family drama. Like there's no like
truly
there's no villain, there's no like out of world like I don't know, like you know what I mean?
This is a weekend at my house, this movie.
Basically. Right. And I feel like this year I know this isn't exactly Disney, but like even Luca, for example, that's Pixar, but like I like that the movies they've put out this year have been more kind of simple stories.
Yeah.
It's a nice change of pace, I think.
It is, yeah. Especially when the world is as terrible as it is now. We don't need any more villains.
No, we need movies like this. Like
yes, just lighthearted things with just like slight issues. And I like that like even later on in the movie when, things start going amiss and she's like, I'm going to save the miracle. And like she gets ready and it's going to be like this whole like adventure movie and she's like, wait. How do I save a miracle? And like it kind of like has like joke on the whole adventure film, and
and
the whole movie just takes place in their house, and
basically, yeah. I mean, even I would say the only time they really go to a different location is when she's going to Bruno's sort of place that he does his visions.
Bruno's tower. Even that's
but even that's like in the house.
Yeah, that's the only like adventurous part you're gonna get from this movie. Yeah,
which like nothing against the adventure movies. Like how I forgot Ride the Last Dragon came out last year too. Yeah. And I mean that was good at being an adventure movie too. But I don't know. I feel like I prefer sometimes these kind of more.
Yeah.
I mean this movie is really just family drama, family emotion, but you get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, her whole family really is making her feel less than for not having these gifts. And even her grandma especially, I would say, is
Abuela.
Other than her sister Isabella, I would say at the beginning her grandma, her abuela, is basically like, yo, if you I appreciate you want to help, getting things together, but let us handle it. Like, we got the skills, we got the gifts, you know what I mean? Like, I think the best thing for you to do is just step aside. I'm like, damn, bitch.
Yeah, you said it much nicer than she did, though. She was like, why don't you just not touch anything and go away?
Why don't you just, like, get the fuck out of here?
She's like, you ruin everything. Please stop. And, like, she's just trying to, like, help out. And, like, she made, okay, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I immediately felt her character from the beginning, like, seeing how...
Thank you. Yeah, okay. Like, talk about, like... understanding a character of like being the family disappointment.
But yeah, I then really like how they decide to focus on how much, not only is this like how cool she views the magic of the house and everything, but the town itself that they live in like really looks up to them as a family and the magic that they have and their gifts. Because I forget what's happening in the beginning of the movie. The gift ceremony for the little kid, Antonio is his name.
Yeah.
So it's
sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
He's such a sweet kid.
The only one who really truly like sees. Why was I gonna call her Moana? Mirabel.
The two brown girls of Disney, huh?
The two brown girls of Disney has got to be one of them.
They both start with M. I forgive you.
Yeah, that's where I was getting confused. But he's the only one that like really like sees her and like is the only one to remember her in the moment, because otherwise everyone just forgets she exists. Yeah. So
he actually like acknowledges her, and then she gives him that really sweet like little stuffed animal, it's like a gift and everything like that. So it is sad that, like, the gift ceremony itself, you kind of see it and like it is beautiful, but then at the same time it's kind of sad because obviously then they parallel it to Mirabel's ceremony and how that went very bad. Like the door literally just disappeared from her, and so it's like you just see like the disappointment in her grandma's face, in Abuela's face, and it's like, well, what could she do about it, man? Like exactly, it's something that she chose or something she brought to the house. It's like you know what I mean? And it's just sad because like obviously she's happy for Antonio and like the family's all excited and stuff, but then even the things her grandma is saying is like, you're bringing something special to the family and this and that, and she's like, well then what am I bringing? Like what do I mean to you then if I don't have this gift? Like clearly like now he means so much, and like but I'm not offering that to you, so like which no, go ahead. Oh no, go. I was gonna say which kind of leads into that song, the Waiting on a Miracle song, which like that hurts, because it's like she's like, I like the whole like the first part of the song is it's like, like I'm fine. I'm not fine. Yeah, she's like trying to no. But she's like, but at the end of the day, I'm always left out. Like, I'm sorry, I can't be the one who could move a mountain. I'm sorry, I can't make flowers grow. Yeah. I'm just me. If I could, I would be that person. I wish I could be the person to like has something to provide, to give to this family, but I don't. Like, what do you want from me? Yeah, like what? So it's just what else can she possibly do to truly like be part of this family and like feel included? And I quite literally, like they leave her out of the family photo and everything, like. Which I love the shot. I will say I love that shot when they take the photo and it's like kind of slows down and then the song kicks in. I thought that was really cool animation. It was great. Another quick animated moment that I really enjoyed was when the kid's gift was revealed of like being able to communicate with the animals, and then it opens up to like this big like kind of like jungle or kind of space. His room. His room. Very cool. So that was very cool. But yeah, so then at this moment though, she goes to the house and she starts noticing that like it starts cracking.
Falling apart.
And she's like, oh shit. And then she goes tell her abuela. They bring them back to the house. This shit's gone. And they're like...
And abuela gaslights. She straight up gaslights Mirabel. Because she's like, oh, I'm sorry. My granddaughter's crazy.
I know, she must have too much to drink or something. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like the house is fine. Don't worry about it. And then later that night, she's like, shit, we're all gonna, like, I don't know. Like, this is gonna end terribly. So, like, she knows, but she's still, like, just blaming it on, like, oh, don't worry. She's just crazy.
Just to play it off to the town, like, don't worry about anything. Even though she knows, fucking lied straight to her face.
That's your granddaughter. Really?
Like, this is literally an exercise in gaslighting. I'm like, this is like novela shit coming out right now.
Oh, honestly.
This is a Disney anime novela, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean?
I'm here for it. It's
just like, yeah. And like the family is just not supportive of them. Even if their heads, they think they're being supported, like the way they talk, the little things they say around her, the little things that they do when they act around her. It's just like they're really not there for her.
Yeah, I know. That if the house was falling down, I would have left. I would have been like, "Oh, peace."
Fuck that.
Just left them in there.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like you said, the abuela knew the house was like in trouble, and like that moment you brought up Mirabel, she knows it's really happening. She's like, "It's up to me to save the miracle," and it's just like,
yeah.
How do I do that?
How do I save a miracle? So she decides to do some digging in the family, get a little bit of cheese smack going on.
Exactly. Literally. Yeah.
Quite literally, yeah.
So she goes to, I forget her face, but the one that is doing like the one that does
Dolores?
all the yes.
Dolores, who can hear a pin drop. She can hear this whole chorus a mile away. I can't talk today.
It's okay.
It's something like that, man.
I think you mixed up songs there for a second, or I don't know.
No, it's the same song. It's just two parts of the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But anyway, Dolores. She tries to talk to her, try and get the scoop, because she can hear everything. So she's like, all right, listen here, cousin of mine, tell me what you know, because clearly something's going on. Like, I'm not crazy. The house fell apart yesterday, and the candle that holds our magic was going out.
Yeah.
If something was said, you would have heard it. So, like, what's the dealio? And she's like, well, I haven't heard anything, but I can tell you that your sister Luisa, she has been freaking out and she's stressed.
And her eyes twitching like crazy.
Her eyes twitching.
Which she never does. So it's like something's wrong.
Something's amiss.
Which, to get into the Luisa thing. So I get the point of the song, and I think the animation in this sequence, you know where I'm going with this. I don't like the song.
Okay, yeah. It's definitely not my favorite song of the movie.
Yeah.
But it still gets stuck in my head, unfortunately.
I can see why. Yeah. But this felt like Lin-Manuel's like rejected archives. Like, this is what it felt like it came out of for me. Like, it felt like he wanted to write this for another musical, and then he like cut it out and put it in this.
I agree. And then it's in it. The storyline within the song is really interesting. Of like being the sibling that's like, oh, I'm carrying everything, every problem that this family goes through. I'm the one that deals with that, and like
literally and
you all put it
figuratively.
on me, and like, I literally and figuratively. And she's like, and that's okay. That is my role in this family. But at a certain point, like, I'm gonna find a breaking point. I'm terrified of when that happens, because when it does, then what good am I to my family?
Yeah.
And so that whole thing's going on. So it's a good storyline. The song though, and then the dancing donkeys. But this is where I have to take a step back and realize, all right, this is a kids movie. This is not made for me. You need a joke that the kids are gonna laugh at, and the kids are gonna love the dancing donkeys. I personally hate them.
I didn't even really notice, to be honest. Maybe I wasn't looking.
You missed the whole breakdance that she was doing, and all the donkeys were in the background.
I mean, honestly, I didn't like the song, so I kind of tuned out until the song ended.
Okay, that's fair.
But I did. But like you said, I did like at least what that did for the character Luisa. I think that was very good in doing that. I just think the songwriting and everything, I just wasn't huge into.
I agree.
But speaking of the animals, though, I loved animals in these Disney movies so much. Like, just their...
The capybara is my favorite.
Which one's
the
that?
guy, the uninterested guy who should be in the corner of that picture, but it's not there, so never mind. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I love that, especially later on when the Bruno's doing his vision and he's just like, I love that.
Does not care.
I loved that. Was that a toucan? That.
Oh, the toucan. Yeah, she's like, at least we're in it together, and you flew away immediately, and like.
And just even just like the side eye that like it gives her. It's so those little moments I really enjoy that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So
the rats.
Oh, we'll get to those fucking rats. Yeah. So she gets to Bruno's
tower.
She's like, okay, this is where I'm gonna go look.
Yeah.
Looked like a workout to get there, but she got there.
Yeah, there's your adventure that you want from a movie.
Oh yeah, which I was thinking to myself,
stairs.
It's like, is her super? Maybe she has a gift and it's like parkour or something. Because
parkour, yeah, that must
even
be
with that, and then I wrote down another moment that she like did.
Maybe your power's being delusional.
Oh, I love her gift. Yes, I wrote that. That was funny. Yeah. So basically, she finds that the vision is showing that it's like her in front of the cracked house, but also if you like kind of look at it from a different perspective, it's the house is fine. She's also saving the house. She's saving it, so it's like really the fate of the house is really just falls on her. Basically, is what his vision is saying.
That's what his vision is, but that's not what she sees. The way she sees it is just straight up that like I am
it's my fault.
The reason, like it's my fault, and that's it. And maybe not so much as that's her first thought. It's more the family's first thought. As soon as they see the vision, as soon as they hear about it, all of them are immediately like, Mirabel, what did you do? You ruined everything. And it's like, well, there's two ways of seeing this. Maybe she's the one to save it, but they immediately go straight to she is ruining everything. She is the reason that everything's going bad.
Which is why, I mean, that's why you get that whole point with Bruno later that he decides to leave seeing that vision because he knows that the family sees that vision. They're not gonna look at it that way. They're gonna see it as like she is the reason why, like this is not like the house is gonna go to shit. Like they're not gonna see it that way, and then it proves to be right when they actually finally do see the vision.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but then so she sees this vision and she's like, okay, what is this deal then with this Bruno guy? Like we don't. And then we
don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. I like this song, but I also I get why it's really popular. And it is a fun song. And this definitely feels the most Broadway song to me. Like, I guess the way all the characters come in and it's like it reminded me kind of like some of the Hamilton songs a little bit. Like the way the characters come in.
It makes sense.
Yeah, for me, it's not a huge standout for me personally, but I get it at the same time. It is a lot of fun, and like especially all the members of the family talking about what Bruno did this and that led to this and how
it's a lot of it's again the
Cheesemith song. It's like
it's a Cheesemith song.
So I get it.
Just everyone to talk shit.
So for very justifiable reasons, they don't want to talk about Bruno. So it does a good job of doing that, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you think of the song?
I love the song because it is very catchy, and that's the song that assaults me on TikTok every time I open it. So it's hard to escape it. But I did think it is just a good, catchy song. I very much enjoy it. The visuals of it, like with the dancing and everything that's happening, I love the dancing parts of it. I think that they are very well animated. I think they did a really good job with that. So I very much enjoyed that. Some fun little Easter eggs in the movie, like while you're watching the song, is that in the background you see Bruno's shadow everywhere.
Really?
Like in different scenes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I did not catch that. So, kind of is like leading up to the reveal.
Right.
That Bruno never really left.
He's
been hiding in the walls. Like a crazy guy, like a mole.
I will say though, doesn't Dolores say at the end though that like she knew he was in the house the whole time?
Yeah. Well, because like even in her song, she's like, I can always hear him kind of stuttering and stumbling, like I can't speak. I'm gonna give up.
That's fine.
She says that she could hear him and so like she kind of alludes to that And while she alludes to that, in the background in the corner is Bruno peeking out.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so like it's a nice little addition to the song, I think, when you're looking at it big picture.
Yeah, I will look at that because I did not catch that. And then basically, so why did I forget her name? Jesus Christ. Mirabel. I almost called her Maribel. I switched the letters. Mirabel. Basically, she's like freaking out, so she tells her dad about the vision. And then her dad's like, okay, don't mention this. This is not happening, blah, 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 blah. And freaking Dolores across the hall overhears it.
Dolores.
And she can't keep her damn mouth shut.
How unfortunate that the girl who can't keep a secret can hear everything. Is the one that can hear everything? It's perfect. There are no secrets in this house.
Absolutely not. And I love the scene where they're all at dinner because I guess Isabella's like one of her fiancés coming with the family.
Yeah, her boyfriend. Mariano is his name. Which
I don't know if
hilarious.
I'm pretty sure I read that Maluma did the voice for him.
He did.
Okay.
He did. And I think it's hilarious that they hired Maluma to play Mariano, to have 2 lines in the whole movie. Oh, yeah. And it is the funniest thing to me.
They're like, we need a Colombian artist to fill it in. Like, get Maluma.
Yeah. And I mean, he has the passion there for it. So like, yeah, he was perfect. He was made.
I'm just wondering though, they brought him. It's interesting though that they brought him to do a voice role, but not a song for the movie.
Right. That's why I was like this. I was like expecting maybe like a credit scene song or something.
Right. Or like at least a verse.
The credits, but
the song.
Like
no, the credit song is Carlos Vives, who's another Colombian artist. But yeah.
But nope.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, not that I needed it, but like I thought that was interesting.
I did. It was interesting. That's why I think it's so
usually,
funny.
Usually when like these movies kind of bring in like big, which Disney isn't really. I mean, Disney does bring in talent, but it's not like the elimination movies, for example, where like they really rely on like A-list actors. They will squeeze out anything they can out of them and give make them sing all these songs. So I thought it was interesting. But anyway, but I love how that scene comes apart and it's literally just in chaos, that whole family when it's all happening. I mean, all these animals are coming in, running around. I forgot the sister with the she control the weather.
Tia Pepa.
Yeah, or the aunt. Yeah, she's going crazy. Luisa's breaking down because she's lost her strength. She's like having an emotional breakdown.
I love it. The windows open and then everyone's like "Felicidades," and then the priest is like starts praying, and it's just like immediately everyone's like, "Oh, bad time. Okay, sorry." Right. Because again, from the outside, they're all perfect.
yeah, they like present themselves.
On the inside,
no, a lot of chaos. But yeah, so at this point, she is really looking for Bruno because she's like, okay, Bruno's the one that has this vision of me. So in order to figure out what I can do about it, I need to go find Bruno. And she finds him kind of running through. She finds him through like this picture frame that's like a secret little door.
It's a secret passageway that she follows the rats who like took the vision with them because.
Oh right! Yes.
Through, and so she like gets through, and it's like this like scary image of like this guy that everyone's been talking about, like, oh, Bruno, we don't talk about him, and you know he is like he's got a 7-foot frame, rats along his back. I'm literally quoting the songs right now.
No.
But so everyone just like paints him to be this really creepy guy that no one wants to like mess with. So she sees him and she's like, oh my god! But then he starts running. So then they go through this whole chase sequence and. Then she's like, no, I'm going to die. I'm going to fall through this hole. But, like, you know, at the end of the day, they're still family. So he's like, all right, well, be a good uncle. Let me save my niece real quick. You know? Yeah.
Because at first he's like Michael Myers. Like, the way he's like, just like.
He's just jumping.
And like, you see he's one place and he's gone. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
He's a fast guy, yeah.
But then once you actually meet Bruno, I fucking love this character.
It's Sid the Sloth. How do you not love him?
I know.
Like,
I love how he like portrays himself to be like an actor. I thought that was a little funny joke he had.
He's like, oh, have you been patching up the holes? Like, oh no, that's not me. That's I forgot the name.
Yeah.
And he puts a bucket on his head. He's like, I'm him, and I'm not afraid of anything. He's like, I always used to say my gift was my real gift was acting.
I was like. God. And then of course
he's a charmer.
Yeah. And then of course he has his rats, which I love those rats. They're they're so cool.
He's got a beautiful life he's living in the walls.
He does. So basically, like the part that really hit me with this character was the fact that the whole time as they're, every time they're at that dinner table, he's literally behind like that picture,
behind
like and he has his own little table where he eats.
It's so sweet. It's so sad. And again, just like it goes further with like my original point with Mirabel, how she's like, yeah, my family may not treat me the best. Maybe I'm not as great as the rest of them, but I still love them with all my heart, unconditionally, and I think they are the most amazing people. And the same goes for Bruno. He's like, I couldn't leave my family. I had to, because I knew that if I stayed, something bad would happen, but I didn't want to leave my family. It wasn't a selfish reason that he left. He was doing it selflessly. He was willing to give up the people that he loves the most to protect them.
Yeah.
And even that it hurt him, and then he's now isolated from them, and everyone thinks terribly of him. And at the end of the day, he still loves his family no matter what. And I think that's the heart of this movie, is just like loving your family no matter the shit that you go through with them.
No matter how much they push you.
No matter how much they push you, you gotta love them to pieces because they're your family.
Did that have you watched this with other members of your family, like your parents or your siblings?
Oh, we literally sat down as a family and watched this movie. When I was writing these notes, actually?
Oh, okay.
So they were all helping me.
How was that like watching like?
So it's actually very funny. This entire weekend, we were going around calling each other like, oh, that's Bruno over there. Or like, oh, there's Luisa. Or there's Mirabel. The entire week, we have just been talking to each other, like naming the characters, saying that we're each of them. And I'm always like, oh, well, I'm Isabella because I'm the perfect one. And I like to call myself the Kim K of the family because I love to dress up for every event ever. Mm-hmm. And, they don't. But then this last weekend we were hanging out together, and I was like in the background, and I was like singing. I was putting a whole performance on, and they were all talking, and they were like, how long have you been here? And I'm like, okay, so I'm Bruno, clearly. Yeah, clearly that's who I've turned out to be.
Yeah, you think you're the Isabella when you're really just the Bruno with the rats.
When really I'm the Bruno of the family. With
all your,
I love them anyway. Yeah, hey. I put a whole Broadway performance on, and not a single one of them noticed.
Exactly. That reminds me, the name Bruno has had a big impact this last year.
Bruno Mars.
That too, but I was thinking, I saw this Letterboxd review that's like they literally went Silencio Bruno to him.
Silencio Bruno. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, what a connection.
Yeah, I love Luca. That's such a good movie.
Such a good movie.
But so basically her plan is, okay, Bruno, we gotta get you to have another vision because your vision is what led to this. So maybe your vision will tell me what to do next, how I can save this house. And then I love then the little kid Antonio shows up and he's just like along for it. And as he's about to give him the vision, he gives him the little stuffed animal for his nerves. So that was cute. So
sweet. Yeah. And like so they're about to go through to get the rest of the vision, and Bruno's kind of like, I don't want to do it because like you're going to like hate me after, and I'm going to ruin everything. Like I always ruin everything with my visions. And so he's kind of doing that. And she says this line to him. And I just think it's the sweetest thing. And it's like, family weirdos get a bad rap. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
you felt that in your soul, didn't you?
I felt that in my soul. So, yeah. But again, like I said, we're all kind of the family weirdo in my family. We all we're all got a little bit of Bruno in us, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's how we work.
I think so. I agree with that. But along with Bruno for this is, like you said, that little guy right there.
Little capybara. I love him.
He could not care less about what's happening. That was funny. And then he goes ahead with the vision, and it ended, for me at least, very anticlimactically.
Yeah.
The fact that literally it just came down to you just need to like go hug your sister.
Hug your sister. That's all you gotta do. It's easy. Yeah, and she's like, Isabella, really?
But really, like it has to. But the sister that hates her the most.
Yeah, because like the whole movie, she's like, sis, I don't want a sound out of you. Yeah. Like you are literally ruining my life all the time, and I hate you. So, you know, they've got a bit of a rocky relationship.
That proves to be a trouble. But I do like that, at least for this moment in the movie, you do get a look into the relationship with her and, you know, those two sisters. Because really, throughout, up to this point in the movie, she has been very selfish and entitled, like, bratty character. But then you kind of...
you see more into her character. You see that she's not so one-dimensional. She's not this perfect girl. She is the girl that is trying so hard to be perfect for her family. It's not that she wants to be.
It's once again feeling those pressures. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like Luisa. Pressure of like... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, so I think like this whole song, like What Else Can I Do is the next song that comes in, and she's like... the whole thing is like, I didn't know that I could go farther and like break outside the lines, and like the whole song it's a very beautiful song, and it's a nice little sister bonding song, because the whole time Mirabel's just in the background, and it's like, what else can you do? You can go farther. I know you can, and I believe in you. And like, so even after all the shit that Isabella put her through beforehand, Mirabel's still there and is like, hey sis, I'm proud of you, and I understand now that like I didn't fully understand it before. Yeah. You know, you have a lot going on too. You are getting married to a guy that you don't care about. You don't want that for your life. You know, and she's like, and you don't have to do it. You don't have to be the person that everyone expects you to be. Be the person you want to be. And she's never been told that before in her whole life. So for her to have her sister finally tell her this, it brings in that, again, that beautiful family bond that is at the heart of this movie. And then it leads to that magic hug that was brought out in the vision.
Tell me why I really thought for a second that hug was going to like save the house. I don't know. I should have known that was like too damn simple.
Yeah, it's a trick.
But it happened so fast. I was like, okay, there's something else. And at the end of the day, obviously, it comes down to fucking Abuela. She, in this moment of the movie, could not stand her. Basically, just standing there blaming Mirabel for everything. And and I love the moment where Mirabel actually like stands up to her and it's like, you know what, like, nothing I ever do will please you. It'll never be good enough for you. Even my sisters that have these gifts that like mean a lot, like they're even like they feel so much pressure to live up to your expectations, to this family's expectations, like. And even with Bruno, she's saying like, well, Bruno left, blah blah blah. Like, no, you don't understand. I love this family. Bruno loves this family. Like, you don't get it. Like, yeah. And I love that moment that she actually is able to actually confront her with that.
Yeah, because I mean, Abuela's just been blind this whole time, and it just like expecting this family to be perfect, and she truly is blind because of it. Like she wants so much out of this family that she forgets that that's not the purpose of the miracle. It was never that, but you know, she's having a hard time coming to terms with that. So, you know, there's definitely a heavy moment. Because as you know, I'm sure, you don't talk to your grandparents like that, you know, like
no.
It's you are I'm speaking from like, you know, Hispanic family,
especially
you are trying very much to be the perfect person that your grandparents think you are, and if for even a second you slip up, you feel awful about it, because and so you don't have that anger toward, you can't have that conversation like that towards your parent or your grandparents. You have to always just be like level-headed and just be like, okay, yeah, nope, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, you know. And that's unfortunately how it is. So for her to have that moment is like, whoa,
it's pretty it's something. And then after that moment, the house starts to fall apart. And she's like really trying to like reach for that candle, save the candle, but like it's not happening. And then her family loses the power as the house collapses, all that kind of stuff. And she's just like, she leaves. Like, she's like, I can't. Yeah. Like, everyone thinks.
Okay. Quick side note. Besides her mother, not a single other family member came to check on her and make sure she was still alive after she was in the house when it crumbled.
I wrote this note that, you know how like they're yelling at her to get out and all that. You know who you don't hear yelling for her? Fucking Abuela.
In fact, if you have your captions on, the only people that are yelling at her to get out is her mom and her dad, and that is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. Not her cousins, not her tío or her tía or
they really
her sisters.
Fucking betrayed her that moment. They were like, even life or death. They were like, nah.
They were like,
it's your fault.
But my powers, but my home.
I know. I thought
cares about the family member.
Mirabel lived her whole life without having a damn power. Like, you will be fine without your powers for a little bit. Like, fucking relax.
Yeah, exactly.
Relax. But then she goes and isolates herself, but her abuela catches up to her, and then we get dos oruguitas.
Oruguitas. Dos oruguitas. Two caterpillars. Such a beautiful song.
So you don't normally. I feel like Disney animation doesn't do this as much as Pixar does, where they have these sequences of like just basically visual storytelling.
Just
like
visual story. Yeah.
I love when they do this shit, and because it is very sad and very powerful, and it completely changes how you think that of that abuela character, like 100%, in a believable way, not in a way where like because. As bad as like she's treated her and like the family and stuff, I wouldn't go as far to say like she wasn't irredeemable. Like that is a redeemable character, you know? So
yeah, because again, at the end of the day, it's like, especially in Hispanic families, and you know it, and I think that goes for anyone who has, you know, family members who have come from a different place, you know, from and have left their homes behind for a better life for their family.
Yeah.
Anyone could tell you that. Like, you have to respect them for that, because what the choices that they made, the things that they had to go through was hard. And you always have to keep that in mind, and which is why you always have to have that respect for them.
And it led to, like, the position we're in, you know? Like,
yeah.
So, and, yeah, it makes sense with her character in terms of, like, she really felt like her, in this situation now, after losing her husband, now have the second chance to like build this family, you know, with this magic now, and eventually, like, obviously she just lost sight of like what truly mattered to her and like what she was really focusing on, like why they had the magic and like who it was for and all of that. And like, so when she does recognize that it's like all her fault, like I do feel like I felt sad. I was because like it really hits. I feel like it hits her for like the first time that like after
she feels that remorse that is needed to make that character redeemable, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we want to see.
And also the song is just so like, it's
so sad and so beautiful.
But it's beautiful.
Because like just the lyrics just tell such just a beautiful story, and it's oh god, I just everything about it. Like, so, if you just look up the lyrics, look up the English translated lyrics if you get the chance ever. To the viewers watching, please, because it is the most beautiful thing ever.
It is. Oh, and it plays. I love that they played it in the Spanish version, because in the end credits they play an English version over it. Yeah. But I feel like them singing it in Spanish like hit real different.
It has that power to it with it being in Spanish. Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
So I thought it was great. And it made me think, so this is the song that like they've really been campaigning for to get nominated, and out of like the short list, this is the only one that got in. And a lot of people have made the argument that like, well, they should have campaigned more. We don't talk about Bruno. Like maybe they would have had a better chance to win. And it's like, I get that, but in my opinion,
so what
happened is, so the song is gonna get in, but right now the pretty strong front runner to win is Billie Eilish's "No Time to Die" song. Okay. So people are thinking, well, if they would have campaigned "We Don't Talk About Bruno," could that have had a chance to win more than this song?
So let me translate that. If they had put an English song instead of a Spanish song, maybe it would have won.
The happy English song instead of the sad Spanish song. Bingo.
So,
which I understand it from the standpoint that obviously like it's literally it's number 4 in the country, like the top one of the top songs in the country. I get popularity wise, I get that, but I feel like they made the right choice, because I feel like this song is the emotional.
It doesn't tell a story like the way that this song does. This song it has so much emotion to it, and you feel it even if you don't know Spanish. If you hear the song, you feel the emotion in it. You are just drawn to it. It's impossible not to be.
Like all these, like literally all these other Disney songs or Pixar songs that have been nominated the last couple years. Like Remember Me from Coco, that was like the emotional core of that movie, that song. Even Frozen, like Let It Go, like in terms of the emotion of that movie, that song had a lot of it. We don't talk about Bruno as a fun song, but it is not the emotional core of this movie.
Yeah, no, it does not tell the story
it's
of
the story.
And this one does.
It does.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's what I think. But anywho, but we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah. And then I forgot about the damn butterfly in Bruno's vision, because the butterflies start like flying around, and then like
the mariposa.
Mariposa with mirabel embracing abuela, and like and then she's just like telling her like. I forgot the lines that she tells her, but it's really sweet, like an emotional moment. Like she's telling her grandma.
A nice little closing to her. Yeah.
Yeah. I just like basically just remembering like it's important that like we are a family. Like we will build this. Yeah, things are like broken right now, but like the important thing is like we're gonna build back like all this together.
Yeah,
you know?
where she was like, dang it, I'm trying to remember the words, but it was like she even says she was like, it wasn't that, like it wasn't you. Our family's been broken.
Yeah.
And like just like hearing that, but like it's accepting the fact that your family's broken and then being able to work together to
work through it together,
and that's what matters. Yeah,
exactly. Which I love that.
It's a beautiful moment. Yeah, so they do quite literally rebuild the family and their house. And this part is a little cheesy where they're like, "What's that noise? It's the whole town. They've come to fix the house."
You sound like Dora right now.
Sorry. Well,
what's that noise?
It's very like end of a like a Broadway show. Quite honestly, it's very. It's like,
I get that.
It's very theatrical to it. It know. I don't know.
It didn't bother me, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. I mean, no, it didn't necessarily bother me. I just think
but it's something that you kind of
very cheesy.
Yeah, sort of I get, but it's Disney, so it's like kind of have Disney. To be a little bit, you know. I get you. But I do really like this song to end the movie, especially with like the abuela apologizing to the family and realizing that basically one of the key messages of the movie, like the miracles and the gifts of the family is like, okay, I'm rephrasing this. Each family member, the miracle that they is not the gifts that they have, but it's just them. Each person themselves is the miracle. Is it right? Is that I'm saying it right?
Yeah. It's the gifts are never what mattered.
Yeah.
It's always just been your love for the family.
Yeah.
Your willingness to do anything for the family is the real miracle here. Is being able to show your love and support for every member of this family.
And then Bruno comes in spitting, and he ends with that "Let It Go" reference, which I thought was funny.
I love the jokes on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen them, where it was like they had to drag Lin-Manuel Miranda out of the recording studio and said, "No, you can't have the role of Bruno. I'm sorry. You've had too many."
Okay. I tell me why when I was watching this movie, I was thinking to myself, I'm shocked there's not Lin-Manuel at least cameo in this. There's not even a cameo.
Yeah, it's very shocking.
Every movie he's been a part in this year or last couple of years, like In the Heights, he has a cameo. Tick Tick Boom, I know you haven't seen it yet, but he has a cameo in that too. Yeah. What else did he do this year? There's that movie Vivo. I didn't see that movie, but he wrote the songs for that one on Netflix, and he's the lead in that movie. Like he's the lead. Yeah. And I think that's all he's done this year. But I'm just like surprised. Yeah. It's like everything he's a part of, he has to shoehorn his way in there somehow, and he didn't do that. They probably he probably tried, but they didn't let him.
They probably didn't let him. Is my guess at that, because there's no way in hell that he wrote the role of Bruno for himself. I guarantee it.
Well, I will say. Sorry, real quick. So, I was reading actually that originally the Bruno character was named Oscar, but they changed it to Bruno because of the song, like Bruno, no, like it was gonna go better with the song.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no, he definitely wrote it for himself, but whatever. Right.
To exemplify that further. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, the town helps rebuild the house. And then, like, I think that ends on a really sweet note with, like, the whole family looking at her. And, like, she's, like, she's the gift of the family. Like,
yeah, she is part of the Encanto after all.
Yeah.
You know, she did have her own little miracle there, which was just, like, being the person to show the family that, hey, you don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't have to be so strong all the time. You can just be loved by this family. Sorry about that. This is a computer next to me, but whatever. just gonna keep going off. I hope not. But yeah, it's it's a beautiful little moment to end on, and it's like the miracle is you. It's all of us. You know, it's not our gifts, and they give her
fuck the gifts.
The doorknob, so she finally gets her own door, and it's so sweet.
I love that. Yeah, it's sweet. I think it's Disney. It's like it was just, but like I don't know. I felt the emotion more with this Disney movie than some of the other ones that have come out the last couple of years. In terms of like feeling for this character and feeling this family. I mean, yeah, it's a family drama, but the fact that they all come together to build a stronger bond as a family, and like I don't know. It's a super sweet movie. It made me really happy. The animation's gorgeous. I mean, I'm not a musical guy, so the songs didn't really hit for me like that. The only song that really like got me emotionally was the last song. But still, I had a lot of fun watching this. I wish I would have seen it in the theater, but still, like, I think, and obviously Hispanic representation is always cool for us to see. We have, like you said, there's just like the third movie ever animated to have that.
Okay, so, we got Coco, we got
Book of Life,
and
this one, right?
This one.
I can't think of another one. There might be another one. There's another one. Let us know. But that's all I can think of.
Yeah, hey, we don't get much, but you know,
fine.
Whatever.
We'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah. So that's how I feel about it. Did you have any final thoughts on Encanto?
I've grown to really love this movie, and I have a feeling I'm gonna be watching it every week for the rest of the year until the next one comes out and my niece says I'm done with Encanto.
So
let's watch the next one.
Disney animated film is called Strange. What is it? Strange World, I think it's called. Yes. I don't know if it's a musical though.
Okay.
I don't know really anything about it, but it's supposed to come out this year in November, and then that's their next Disney animated movie. But whether that's a musical or not, I cannot tell you that.
All right.
So you're gonna be stuck on Encanto for a while, basically.
Gonna be stuck there for a while, but
hey,
I'll
it's
take
a good movie
it,
to be
man.
stuck on.
Yeah. Every time I watch it, I feel something new, and I feel more emotionally connected every single time I watch it. Funny enough,
it's really cool.
Like the first time I watched it, I didn't really find that emotional connection. This last time, it almost brought me to tears watching it for some reason. And maybe it was because I was watching it with my whole family. I think that might have.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched this by myself, and still, even I was like, but no.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. Well, are you ready to give your final score for the movie?
Sí, señor.
Okay. Did you want to go ahead first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thinking. I think I'm gonna give this a really high 8.
Okay.
And I think after a few more views, I might even push it up even higher.
I can see that happening for you, for sure. Okay. Yeah. I'm also giving this an 8 out of 10. So we can cheers on that.
All right. Cheers. Cheers.
I think you're on the higher end of 8, and I'm on the lower end of 8, but still 8 nonetheless. Yeah.
8 is great.
8 is great. There you go. So,
Ocho.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was our discussion on Encanto. Really glad we got to talk about this because I had been wanting to see this for so long, and I'm just glad I enjoyed it because I feel like at least before it went on Disney Plus, like the people that saw it really liked it, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was gonna have the same kind of cultural impact like something like Frozen did, or like. But I feel like since its premiere, like a lot of people have really attached themselves to it, which is I think really
made
cool.
an impact on our culture. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Just saying.
Anywho,
like,
anyway. Well, we're done with Encanto now. So next week, we have a movie for next week. Martha, do you remember the movie we discussed?
Yes, I do because I picked it.
She did pick this week. Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch something spooky lately, so we are going to be watching Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yes. Which I'm looking forward to checking out. I have not seen it since we actually saw it in theaters together.
Yeah, we saw it in theaters, yeah.
Which there's a little funny story about that day that I don't know if we're thinking the same thing, but I want to tell it next week. But anywho, yeah, so this is this will be like our first like kind of spooky watch since like October when we were like doing all that. Horror is not over for us. We're gonna be doing horror all the time.
Horror is year round, man.
Yeah.
As long as I have skeletons up in my room, Halloween will continue to stay around.
100%. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to see the movie or you haven't seen it, or whatever the case may be, it is streaming right now on Netflix. So you can catch that on there, and you can tune in next week for our discussion on that movie. Lastly, if you would like to follow us on audio streaming platforms, you can do so. We are on Spotify, Apple. Leave us 5-star reviews. Let us know what you think of the show, what we can do. Hell, leave us recommendations for what you want to hear us talk about. All that stuff. What else can y'all do? Y'all can definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our subscriber count has been slowly increasing the last couple of weeks, which is pretty cool to see. So if you want to join that slow count, definitely head to our YouTube channel, subscribe there, like, comment, turn on notifications, all that stuff. Yeah. And the last thing, social medias. Follow us. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
Twitter.
Okay. Every time I'm in Puerto Rico with my family, the way they pronounce these social media platforms on the commercials kills me. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I love it. Follow us on there. Facebook, all that stuff. We're not on Facebook, but I just wanted to say it.
Facebook.
WhatsApp. In a wider screen, that is our @name. You can follow us on there, and yeah. Okay. Yeah. Facebook. Anything else? Did you have anything else to talk about?
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. So. Okay.
Bye.